Ang kanya na pagkaaga ay ikaw kita nga importanteng pag-uusapan patungkol na naman sa batas. Patungkol sa batas, particular na yung denying paternity in the Philippines when a wife's child is not her husband. Wow, maganda ito. At syempre kasama natin ngayong umaga ang Batikanong abogado, head lawyer, founder ng FCB Law Office sa Metro Manila. Kasama natin si Attorney Francisco Británico. Attorney, good morning.
Good morning again, Sir Rico. Sir Ronnie, good morning sa inyong lahat. Sana maganda ang weather sa inyo.
Oo, medyo maganda ang
Medyo
weather
maganda
dito
po
sa
dito.
amin, Attorney. Diyan ba sa Metro Manila, kumusta ang weather natin dyan?
Hindi na mainit, nagsimula ang tag-ulan, pero okay naman sa ngayong umaga.
Buti naman. Purihin ng Diyos na medyo hindi na mainit masyado dyan sa Metro Manila. Attorney, medyo bigyan muna natin ng tawag dito ng definition. Itong topic natin ngayon for the sake sa mga listeners natin.
Right, sir. Yung tinatawag natin na situation is yung pag-impugn ng paternity. Ito po yung sitwasyon where merong isang married couple and then the husband will claim or allege that yung anak ng kanyang wife ay hindi niya anak. Hindi siya anak ng husband. So in the case like that would be impugning paternity. So a specific situation we're talking about, it's a married couple and a child born during the marriage is claimed by the husband to not be his child. Ang requirement po dyan is a court case to establish that.
Of course, kasi ang requirement dyan na if I am mistaken, siyempre ang requirement dyan kailangan magkaroon ng ang tawag dito, kailangan mapatunayan talaga through DNA.
Yes.
Tama ba, Attorney?
That's correct, because sa ating batas, the child enjoys the presumption of legitimacy. Ang presumption po natin is that the child really was born of the marriage. In fact, even if the mother herself were to declare na hindi anak ng husband yung bata, siya pa rin ay presumed sa ilalim ng batas na anak po talaga born of the marriage. Ang
Talaga?
rule, yes, ang rule typically is that yung husband himself or yung tagapagmana ng husband, if the husband's passed away already, are the only ones who can file the case. And it has to be filed within a certain period. The mother herself just declaring na yung anak is not the husband's is not enough to overcome the presumption.
So kailangan mag-file yung father, yung husband.
Yes. Kailangan mag-file yung father and typically kailangan na mag-file within 1 year or at most within 3 years of the birth of the child. Otherwise, at least within 3 years of knowing of the birth of the child. Otherwise, magiging conclusive yung presumption and it will not be available to contestation. Hindi na siya madi-dispute kung mag-file ka ng kaso after the period has expired. Hindi napapayagan ng korte ito dahil nag-enjoy yung bata ng presumption.
So anong mangyayari, Attorney, doon sa bata? Hindi niya makukuha yung apelyido ng tatay kung sakasakali man napatunayan na hindi talaga siya ang father noon? Pwede ba siya magsabing, do not use my family name?
Yun po yung magiging outcome nun. Yung typically the child will be deemed to be yung tinatawag natin before na illegitimate in that the mother's surname will be what the child will be using in a situation like that.
May nakita akong sitwasyon na ganyan, sir, attorney, na yung tatay, na nung lumalaki yung bata, nakikita niya na parang hindi nila kamukha. Tapos, parang nagduda siya. So, ang ginawa niya, basta parang gano'n, nagdududa siya na minsan po namamaltrato na yung bata. Pero yun po ba ay pwede siyang pag nalaman na, kasi nalaman talaga na hindi kanya, sir, pero 16 years old na yung bata.
In a situation,
Opo.
sa sitwasyon po na gano'n ay hindi na po pwede dahil sa batas natin talaga, typically within 1 year of knowing that the child was born, that's when you have to file the case. Because ayaw gawin ng batas na tatanggalin yung sa bata yung status that the child has already been enjoying for that time. So may expiration date talaga yung period to contest. If the father or if the husband does not contest it within the period prescribed by the law, the presumption of legitimacy becomes conclusive.
Pero
So
po,
no matter what,
Opo,
yes,
po.
sir.
Sige po, diretso.
So, no matter what po, after the period expires, if in this case 16 years old na, meaning the child has been with the husband has been aware of the child since that time, edi hindi na po siya magiging possible to file the case. If you file a case at that point, the court will look at the dates and it will say the action is barred and it cannot be accepted by the court.
Paano po kung itinago talaga po ng babae?
Ah,
Itinago talaga siya.
well, may dalawang possibility sa pagtago. If tinago yung existence ng bata, yung period can be within, magsa-start mag-run yung period from the time the husband became aware of the existence of the child. Pero kung ang tinago is yung real parentage, yun ay hindi na siya pwede maging ma-recover. So, nag-run na yung period from the time nalaman yung existence ng bata. Hindi from the time nalaman yung affair or nalaman yung ibang biological father.
Ito ba, attorney, halimbawa, na found out ng father o ng husband na hindi pala ako ang tatay niyan. Kasi itinago nga prior to the marriage, So nalaman niya parang hindi ko yata kamukha yan, At bakit parang advance ka naman ng anak? 5 months pa lang ng anak ka na. So pwede ba yan maging tawag dito, rason for annulment, grounds for annulment?
For annulment, that certainly can be, because it can be a sign of the psychological incapacity of one of the spouses na something as important as that is concealed from them. So that pwede po siya maging ground for annulment. Although because wala tayong divorce law at because yung annulment natin is a little very peculiar and particular, a child kung ma-annul yung marriage on the basis of psychological incapacity, the child will still be deemed to be legitimate. Legitimate pa rin po siya. In fact, treated pa rin po siya as the child of the father sa mata ng batas. Kung psychological incapacity yung basis mo for annulment.
Okay.
Yes.
Paano?
Yung grounds po for declaring that for arguing that the child is not the husband's, they tend to be in the mayroong physical impossibility. Like for example, if the husband can prove he was not even in the country during the time where the child must have been conceived, or kung meron silang DNA test to proving all of that, that will be sufficient for the court to rule that the child really is not the father's. But the case still must have been filed within the period required by the law.
Pero
kung nasa ibang bansa siya, dapat within 3 years.
Right. Pero hindi siya, iba yung sa annulment. Separate case yung annulment.
Separate case po yung annulment. Pero po kasi, for example, if somebody gets married without a marriage license and then you ask for an annulment afterwards, the children born of that marriage will be declared to be illegitimate because they were not born of a valid marriage in the first place.
Okay.
Pero for an annulment based on psychological incapacity, where one of the parties did not have the capacity to fulfill yung kanilang marriage obligations, yung children born of that marriage are a special case. They are still considered to be legitimate children. Hindi po mawawala yung kanilang right to the father's surname and the right father support.
All right. That's very clear. Balik na rin natin, attorney, ang pangyayari. Halimbawa naman, nag-asawa yung may anak na yung babae sa kanyang dating pagkadalaga na inasawa ng lalaki. Pero yung bata nakapanganak apelyido niya sa tatay niya na hindi kasal na una. Ngayon yung present husband gusto niyang ilipat sa kanya ang apelyido ng anak ng asawa niya para hindi magulo. Ano ang kanyang pwedeng gawin? Pwede ba 'yon?
Yes, pwede niyang malagay sa pangalan niya yung bata by the means of adoption. So he files for adoption to adopt his wife's
adoption.
child. Yes po.
Okay.
So adoption nowadays, in fact, is no longer a court case. It's an administrative case. So typically,
right.
ang step po na gagawin dyan is to go to the DSWD and check on the process. They will give you the forms. Yung magkakaroon ng social worker visit. Yung DSWD social workers will visit the house to check kung tama yung conditions ng bata. And then there will be requirements. Typically, adoption will require the consent of the biological parent.
Ayun
So
ang,
the
ayun ang
biological
problema.
father must consent.
Mhm.
Pero if inabandona ng biological father yung bata, that consent can be dispensed with. Kung hindi na po mahanap or hindi na po involved yung biological father sa buhay ng bata, you don't even need the consent of that in that instance. The husband can adopt his wife's child and then magiging talagang legitimate na anak niya sa both practically and in the eyes of the law.
What is the proof needed to be declared to declare abandonment from the biological father?
Essentially yung history na ipapakita ninyo yung history doon sa na nangyari na all this time ay hindi na po involved in all of that.
Okay.
It might be that the DSWD will make inquiries, they will check. So but very often well, it can be happen really that wala na talagang hindi mahagilap, hindi mahanap or ayaw even maging involved sa process yung biological father, in which case the DSWD will act in the best interest of the child.
All right. So, lilinawin ko lang, attorney, that is no longer a case. Yan ay administrative na lamang at pupunta na lang sila sa DSWD. What to bring? Ano ang kailangan nilang bitbitin para sa prosesong yan?
Well, yung birth certificate for one, gagawa po ng parang dossier ng folder yung DSWD. Yung tinatawag nating adoption office sila ngayon, they coordinate with our National Adoption Center. But yung requirements will be to show the history of what the child is involved, the family life of the child. So, yung kanilang proof of residence, probably pictures po ng kanilang family history. Pinapakita na magkasama sila. Yung marriage certificate ng husband and the wife, the birth certificate of the child. And then, they sit down there and then the DSWD social workers themselves will be very happy to discuss ano pa yung kailangan na hahanapin from them. It will vary from case to case, but the point is to document yung history ng pamilya, both the child and of the couple.
Attorney, ano po ang kahalagahan po ng legitimacy o yung pagiging legitimate na child po?
Well, sa ngayon po, yung among the values that among the things that make it valuable is of course yung inheritance for one.
Yeah, siyempre, oo.
The legitimate children are entitled to a greater share of the inheritance than illegitimate children are. The other one is yung rights of support from both parents. And kasi po kung babalik tayo sa pag-impugn, sa pag-question ng legitimacy ng bata, the husband, if he's able to establish na hindi niya anak yung bata, he doesn't have obligations of support in connection with the child.
Correct.
So, ayun po.
Ngayon po ba, attorney, para malinaw sa ating mga listeners, ngayon po ba pwede bang i-claim ng tatay na siya ang magpirma sa birth certificate kahit hindi sila kasal?
Yes. Sa ngayon po, kunyari may hindi kasal na couple, tapos yung partner na babae ng anak, yung husband can claim the biological father can sign on the birth certificate and acknowledge paternity.
Okay.
In fact, if you
So,
look at the back
considered-
of the birth certificates, meron dyan na nakalagay na yes po.
Sige po,
Consider
diretso.
po na hindi po legitimate yung bata, pero ina-acknowledge ng biological father na anak talaga niya.
Oh, hindi siya legitimate.
Kasi outside marriage.
Hindi po siya legitimate, pero anak po siya ng both father and mother. Ina-acknowledge po siya na siya po ay anak na nilang pareho.
Oo, so there is such term pa rin pala
So,
as illegitimate child.
That's typically yung ever since the family code narrowed down the categories, basically a child born of a marriage is called a legitimate child. A child born outside of the marriage is illegitimate.
Ayun.
There used to be more fine definitions, pero now that's where we are. Although I understand the Supreme Court has pushed back against those definitions kasi parang hindi nila gusto yun na tinatawag just because born outside of a marriage illegitimate. But that's technically po sa family code natin yun ang tawag.
Okay, paano po, attorney, ganito? Halimbawa, siyempre dahil sa hindi pa sila, yung sa kabataan ba, halimbawa na nabuntis yung babae. Pero yung babae, ayaw ipangalan sa asawa. Pero yung lalaki ay gusto.
Sino
Pero-
masusunod?
Sino pang masusunod?
Sa ngayon po, the law says that typically the surname of the surname the child will carry will be that of the kung kasal yung parents nila, that of the father. Pero there has also been pushback on that in that ultimately the child also can be allowed to choose for himself or herself pag mas malaki na sila. So in terms of sino masusunod, typically yung isusunod ilalagay sa birth certificate at yun yung nakasanayan nating mga civil registrars anyway, is usually yung father ang ilalagay na surname. But the mother could also prevail, pero yung husband po typically yung na kasanayan natin.
Yun na nga po yung mga nanay, di ba yung mga babae ang kadalasan, yung kanilang sure name na nagagamit lang. Kaya walang middle initial yung bata.
Kapag hindi po kasal yung
oo.
mother.
Oo.
Well, yeah, wala po siyang middle name in the sense na wala po kasi surname po ng mother ang susundan, yes. Sometimes yung gagawin po ay surname, middle name na rin po ng mother ang ilalagay.
Pero pag halimbawa, nagkapamilya na yung mama niya at pumayag naman yung tatay, yung husband na i-adopt siya, gamitin niya ang apelyido, he or she can anytime go to the DSWD for the change of name or surname. Is that so?
If the adoption happens and the husband of the mother adopts the child, ang mangyayari po is yung old birth certificate will be archived. A new birth certificate will issue, naming the husband as the father. There will be no difference. Wala pong diferensya from a birth certificate na for a non-adopted child. From all appearances, it will just simply state that the husband is the father. It will not even indicate na adopted siya.
Okay.
I-archive yung old birth certificate as lalabas talaga dun sa bagong birth certificate na talagang outright siya yung father.
Attorney, may mga naririnig ako na para to expedite the process, kalimutan na lang yung i-disregard na lang yung old registration, another
Late
registration na lang na bago ang pangalan.
That used to be what people would do. I expect that people still do that now, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Why not?
Dahil po, systematized na po ang ating PSA, ating Philippine Statistics Authority. Ang ating civil registry
Yes,
is
I
computerized and centralized. So if you have 2 birth certificates now, let's say for example, 20 years ago, pinanganak yung bata, tapos meron siyang birth certificate. And then 2 years later, yung kanyang magulang nag-file ng bagong birth certificate to change some details. Tapos all this time, yung ginagamit niyang birth certificate yung pangalawa. But over the last 10 years or so, the PSA natin has computerized. And nafa-flag na po nila kapag dalawa yung birth certificate mo. And the next time that child requests a copy of the kanyang birth certificate, wala na pong, hindi i-issue yung second.
Yung first?
Yung first birth certificate lang.
Yung original
i-print
pa
out
rin?
ng PSA for you.
Yun pa rin original. Yung first
Yung original pa rin po
registered.
lalabas dahil alam na po nila na flag na po ng computer system natin na dadalawa yung birth certificate ng bata, they will only issue the earlier one.
So,
Paano po kung pinalitan pati yung pangalan?
pati yung
date.
pati yung magulang.
Yes, well, there's usually enough details there to identify them as a same person, but if it's really that different, it's really that laki, baka hindi na po ma-match. Pero if pareho po yung date of birth, pareho po yung places ng kanilang pinagpanganakan, it can usually
match,
be tracked
yes.
by the system. But it does raise a problem kasi ang nangyayari is that sometimes people have been relying on the second birth certificate for a long time. And then hindi na nila makuha ulit, and then they need to submit their birth certificate for a passport or something like that. Nagkakaroon sila ng problema. They have to match now the details of their
Yes. So that can happen.
other
Pero,
IDs or their other papers with the old birth certificate. And they're forced now, ang mangyayari po is they're forced to go to court to correct their first birth certificate. Kunyari, gusto nilang i-correct pala dati sana yung birth certificate nila, pero nag-shortcut sila, nag-second birth certificate na lang.
Yes, oo.
And then corrected details. Now they have to go to court to change the details. Opo.
Mm-mm. Ah, we understand na
Opo.
ngayon medyo mahirap na mangyari yan. Pero noon, attorney, madalas mangyari yan noon.
Yes, madalas, I mean, in the same sense na madalas nangyari na yung birth certificate ng person, instead of going through the adoption process, yung tao will just ilalagay na lang sa pangalan nila yung anak,
Yes, oo.
yung bata. Ilalagay na lang nila na sila yung parents doon sa birth certificate.
Correct.
So yun po a situation like that would be what we call simulation of birth. So simulation of birth, you put in the birth certificate that parents who are not really the parent, biological parents, are actually that. So that's prohibited by law, and it can carry a criminal penalty. But it's important for people to know that for now, there is an amnesty on that. If you want to self-correct, if you falsified a adoption basically by just simulating yung birth ng bata, na tinagay mo sa pangalan mo yung bata, if you did that before 2019, you have until 2029 to
Uy.
go to the DSWD to formally adopt yung bata at wala kang criminal liability. Papabilisin yung proseso ng adoption if you admit to this, and then if you apply before 2029, you have to do it now kasi sayang siya.
Yeah. Actually, I remember we discussed that already in our last episode. Ano?
Yes po.
So, buti yan na marinig ang ating mga kababayan kung gano'n ang sitwasyon nila. Meron pa kayo hanggang 2029. Is that correct, attorney?
Yes, sana wag na antayin na wag nang i-buzzer beater kasi baka mabitin pa. Sayang po na magagawang formal yung adoption. But of course, ang kailangan is the adoption must have happened before 2019. I mean yung pag simulate ng birth. So hindi siya pwedeng nangyari this past year lang. Kasi the amnesty is only supposed to cover the things that happened before the law was passed.
Attorney, mayroon ako lang naisip na tanong na ganito. Illegitimate child, ibig sabihin na anak siya sa labas. Oo. Pag may anak sa labas, halimbawa, namatay na yung tatay na may anak siya sa labas at naghatian na ng mana. Kahit ba hindi recorded na anak siya hindi siya recorded na anak sa labas o na legitimate child, pero nakapangalan, hindi siya inacknowledge ng father, pero pinangalan siya sa papel na iyan talaga tatay ko. Yan talaga ang tatay mo, na pinangalan ng nanay na ang tatay mo is si Don Pedro. Pero yung Don Pedro hindi siya inacknowledge. Ang tanong, meron ba siyang mana?
Kung hindi po siya acknowledged, it will face the problem na kung wala siyang documents to show na siya talaga ay anak, biological child ng pumanaw na father, mahirapan po siya doon sa pagpapatunay na talagang anak siya. But he can, if he wants, he can go to court and then establish na all this time he has carried the identity of being the child of that person, and then he can ask the court for a DNA test and establish na siya po ay merong karapatan doon sa inheritance. So that's one way to do it. It's not
DNA.
simple, and it can be very burdensome and expensive, but it's possible.
Pag,
Mas madali po if yes sir.
sorry attorney, kapag napatunayan na talagang anak siya through DNA, siya ba ay may karapatan ng equal share sa totoong mga anak?
Hindi po equal share, and that is a difference between a legitimate child and an illegitimate child. Typically, ang share ng illegitimate child is 1/2 that of a legitimate child.
Oh, okay.
So if they're born outside of the marriage, 1/2 po yung kanyang share compared to one who is born within that marriage.
Ibig sabihin, if each child, legitimate child will actually receive 1 million, for example, the illegitimate child will only receive 500,000.
Yes po. Ganun po. That's how it will work out. If the only heirs are children, and then some of them are legitimate and some of them are let's say one of them is not, then yun po yung division of the inheritance.
Pero case mo na yan, kaso mo na yan, attorney.
Not necessarily. Sa best case scenarios, magkakaroon ng agreement yung pamilya, and then they will just decide among themselves and agree among themselves.
But
And once having done that, they can sign an agreement about how they're going to divide the inheritance. But if they cannot come to a unanimous agreement, then they cannot. Somebody has to go to court.
yeah, kasi I don't think that will easily happen. Kasi normally hindi papayag agad ang legitimate family to extend the heir,
inheritance.
the inheritance. Oh. So, hindi ganun papayag ulit.
It really does depend on unanimous agreement. So
Yes.
kung hindi siya ma-reach, then that yung mapipilitan silang dumaan sa sitwasyon na ganun sa korte. But preferably maiwasan yun kasi masasayang din yung oras at yung energy ng lahat if they're not able to make settlement.
Mhm. Kasi ito, pag sinabi mong kaso, lalo na pag mga ganyang kaso, medyo matagal-tagal yan, attorney, ano?
It can go on for years. At masasayang po yung estado, yung estate na that they're fighting for kung hindi nila yan mapagbigyan ng agree na sila ay magkaroon na mag-terms na lang sila.
Attorney, pwede bang kasuhan ang lalaki na i-deny niya na anak niya yon?
Siya po yung how can you-
Biological father.
Pwedeng kasuhan ng
Pwede
anak?
pwede bang kasuhan ng babae?
Oo.
Oo.
Tama, oo.
na you mean
Oo.
for example sa support yung mother is asking for child support, ganun ba?
Possible, or yung gusto niyang mailagay sa pangalan ay mailagay ang tatay na biological father pero hindi kiniklaim ng biological father
Na siya yung tatay.
na siya yung tatay, parang dinideny. Pwede ba siyang kasuhan?
Yes. If the mother, typically what the mother would do is ipapakita po niya na mayroong history between her and the biological father, maybe from her own statements and other evidence, and then mag-file siya ng kaso sa korte na to establish paternity. And then pwede nang isabay yun sa kaso for child support, and then pwede niya rin isabi sa korte para maging clear ito, you ask for a court order for the court to issue to require DNA testing. And then may establish po that way.
Pwede bang idagdag sa kaso yung pangpapahiya or ano nga tawag sa kaso na yan? Moral defamation ba yun? Kasi pinahiyahan siya na you denied being the father of my child, of your child.
That could be a separate case, or it could also be included in the claim for support na to establish na talagang may mga pangangailangan yung that are not being met and that are not being fulfilled. Or it could be even if it's defamation, it could be a separate case for slander basically, or libel if it's in writing. Na criminal case separate from the civil case for paternity and support.
So, ang magiging kaso niya, attorney, ano po yung magiging kaso niya? Separate yung moral defamation? Ano po ang tawag na kaso? Itatawag sa kaso?
Well, if it's a criminal side, somebody could always file a case for slander if it's an oral defamation na nangyari, or libel if it's in writing. Pero the main case would really be the paternity suit and also a case for child support. And then that's a separate civil action.
Okay.
So yung sa kasong ganun po is yun yung main case, and then there will also be a monetary aspect to that also, because of course kaya nga nag-file yung mother is because gusto niyang dapat sinusuportahan ng biological father yung anak niya.
Yeah.
May isa pang tanong, attorney, ganito po, kasi mayroon akong kakilala, ganito po ang nangyari. Dahil siya po ay nabuntis sa pagkadalaga, ang kanya pong ginamit na sa birth certificate ay yung nagiging yung tatay, yung kanyang ama,
Oo.
yung lolo.
So, bali,
Tsaka yung
lumalabas na
lula.
kapatid niya
Lumalabas po na kapatid. Paano po siya aayusin? Paano po siya aayusin? Ibig sabihin,
Well,
para maipasok ang isang biological father doon sa kanyang birth certificate.
So yung naging sitwasyon is yung lumabas na kapatid
Opo.
ng nanay, yung anak.
O, ngayon
Yun
may
po yung
asawa.
lumalabas sa
Ngayon may
record.
asawa na siya. Gusto nang ayusin.
Oo.
Mm-mm. In that case, it's for a correction of the birth certificate. Magpa-file po siya ng case for correction of civil entry. And then ipapakita niyan that it would have been impossible for the grandparent to have been the parent.
Okay.
And the best way to prove that is DNA. Ipapakita po ng mother na DNA testing shows that the child is actually her child rather than her sibling. So with that, medyo ironclad po yan. The court will accept it as long as you're able to prove that the expert took the DNA test, the laboratory technician will testify, mapapakita po yung evidence na yan, and it will suffice na mapapatunayan. And then yung 1-year period that we talked about does not apply in this situation because the biological mother is not the wife. It's somebody else. So it's not as if the grandfather is contesting na hindi niya anak yan doon sa grandmother. But instead, it's being claimed that neither the grandmother nor the grandfather were themselves parents at all. So the 1-year period does not, or even the 3-year period does not apply. Wala pong deadline yan. Yes.
Pero yung bagong asawa nung biological mother na willing to
Adopt.
give the surname to the son. Pwede ba niya ang process ba noon adoption?
Adoption yun. That would be adoption. But in that specific case, probably they need to go through the case muna to establish what the real parentage of the child is. Kasi, yes.
So mas
Kasi po, hindi po siya as straightforward as some other situation.
So ano yan, mas complicated attorney kasi case muna bago adoption process.
Yes po. So even though the adoption case itself is no longer a court case, administrative na po siya, dadaan tayo sa ating RACO or sa ating DSWD, yung pag-correct ng birth certificate in the first place to show that the mother really is the mother and the father is not the one recorded in the birth certificate. That has to be fixed muna.
Wow, so mas masalimuot pala attorney. Attorney, maraming salamat. Marami na naman kaming natutunan sa ating episode ngayon. Pagpalain ka ng Panginoon Diyos. Ingat-ingat po attorney. God bless you and your mga kasama mo dyan sa office. Maraming salamat.
Salamat po ulit, Sir Rico, Sir Ronnie, at sana mag-ingat kayo at good weather ulit sana.
Okay, maraming salamat. Ingat ka po si attorney Francisco Britannico. Salamat po.
God bless po, sir.
Ayan, mga kapatid. Grabe, Kaya nga bago ka mo mag-arago,
Tama.
siguraduhin nito. Tsaka dahil ka mo magpa-deposito.
Tsaka, aramon tabi nindo ang mga, lalong-lalo na mga details. Kasi medyo mapagal tabi ang pagkukorek.
Iyo, mapagalon iyan. Kailangan bago anak, agum muna.
Iyo,
Bago uso anak, bago mag-agum.
Iyon, para maging legitimate talaga.
Iyo, kasi hirap man sa mga aki.
Na, gibo-gibo nindo. Tapos o aki nagsasapar.
Marangani ka ron kita bako kita ron kay.
Marangani.
Marangani. Marangani ta kami.
Mga
Dai lamang nungka. Nungka.
Nungka.
Oo. Iyo tandaan nindo yan. Ha? Dai kaming araw kay nakaso.
Eyo.
Nungka. Yeah. Oh.
Para
Sige,
matabi kita, sir.
Ano na inita? Dahil na nagbubukas ini.
Yan na nga.
Ano nga ran kayo niyo? Okay. Siyempre. Dahil lamang mabalikan to Tayo na dahil nagburo kasi.
Sayang da, nawara da kita sa air.
Iyo?
Ha?
Kasubago?
Merfar, good morning mga puging lingkod ng Diyos. Ayun.
Ano daw inita nawara da? Hilingan ta daw. Oh.
Dahil talaga nagbukas.
Dahil talaga nabukas. Ay, iyo, yaon pa. Sabi ni Sis Wing, okay, balik na kayo sa ere. Thanks po, Attorney Britannico. God bless you po, sabi ni Sis Wing.
Ano sabi niya pati, mga mabuuton.
Iyo! Dahil kami kayan mga problema,
Iyo.
yung mga illegitimate child na yan. Dahil kami kayan.
Tama.
Dahil lamang. Kami ay talagang
Mga straight.
Straight to the bone. Parang na kita.
Sige.
8:28 na. Lagi nating sinasabi habang may oras pa.
Tanggapin natin si Jesus bilang Panginoon tagapagligtas ng ating buhay.
Nakasama natin sa technical side ang Supremo ng KKK, Don Ramon Diaz. Kami po. Pakusugon. Sabi ni Sister Tere, tubod ako dyan, Pas. Nungka. Kami po ang mga lalaking tatapos magpupundok ang sa indong kamunduan.
As in, mapadagos ka na sa indong kaugma.
Babay na tabi. God bless you everyone. Mr. Solamente, Rico Jelin.
At ako naman po si Mr. Guapito, Ronnie Renzales.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
God bless.
Sa mga napag-usapang issue, pwede mong ipaabot ang iyong komento o opinion. I-text sa aming contact information 0998-843-0573 sa Facebook page, Care 104.3 The Way FM.